This is being sent to you right now because someone just unlocked a certain encryption key in your mind. You didn't just click on this video by accident. This stream of information was drawn to you by your unique electromagnetic signature in a sea of digital noise and algorithmic chaos. In the past, people called this destiny, but now we call it quantum entanglement. You're here because your neural pathways are finally prepared to process a frequency of truth that you couldn't see even a month ago. There's a reason why some information only comes to you when you're broken, desperate, or have hit a wall that you can't get past. There's no chance about it. It is a safety feature that is built into the quantum field itself. If you put a high-voltage current into a nervous system that is still set up for low-voltage survival, you won't achieve enlightenment. This was understood by Thoth, the ancient architect of high wisdom, or the first master of quantum mechanics. You make the system not work. For a certain group of consciousness, this transmission is encrypted. Help the field find more people who are ready to wake up by sharing this video. Sharing makes the signal stronger for your whole soul tribe, like a node in a network. He then encoded his knowledge so that it could work like a quantum lock. Once the observer's consciousness reaches the exact frequency threshold needed to decode it, the data is frozen and can't be read at all. You are seeing this now that your limit has been reached. If you are ready to reconnect with the technology that has been sleeping in your cellular memory all along, subscribe to this channel. In this way, you permanently connect to this high-frequency data stream, making sure that you stay connected to the signal and don't drift back into static. Think about the last time you really needed an answer, and all of a sudden a book, a phrase, or a person showed up to give it to you. It wasn't magic, your brain's filtering software, the reticular activating system, tuned into a new probability field. Let's look at the case of Jessica, a real person who is talked about a lot in these old texts. The first time she looked for the high-frequency teachings of Thoth, she made the same mistake that most people in the modern manifestation community do. She came into the quantum field with plans for 3 dimensions. She planned to change her physical world with these codes in order to get more gold, silks, and trading power. She was trying to make a simple hardware operating system work with quantum software. What she found broke her idea that causes and effects work in a straight line. She found out that consciousness is not something that the brain does. The brain, body, and all other matter are all derived from consciousness, which is a unified field. A lot of people go through life backwards. They think that matter is real and that consciousness is not. Thoth said that the mind is the projector and the body is just the hologram. Jessica had a big breakthrough, not when she figured out how to move the hologram, but when she realized she was the projector. You see, most people try to bring in plenty of things when their own electromagnetic field is sending out a message of lack. Their minds are thinking about having money, but their bodies are vibrating at the frequency of lack. This is known as destructive interference in the field of quantum mechanics. You're sending out 2 waves that are at odds with each other, one of desire and one of fear. These waves cancel each other out, so nothing changes in your life. Click the like button if you understand how interference works. Don't think of it as a number, but as a digital yes to the universe, letting it know that you're ready to stop canceling out your own wants and start sending a clear message. According to Thoth, as above, so below, is a statement about quantum entanglement. The above is your frequency, and the below is what you feel in your body. How the reflection looks can't be changed by yelling at the glass. The thing that is being reflected needs to be changed. Here are the records of a Roman scholar who tried to break into this system. He really wanted to be in charge of the government. By doing rituals and saying spells, he tried to get the quantum field to bend to his will. There was no action. Incoherent signals are ignored by the field. After his life had fallen apart for years, after he had lost his status, his wealth, and his pride, he went back to the texts. How come it worked the second time? Due to his pain, the patterns of interference in his ego had been stripped away. His brokenness was really a state of being open. He was finally sending out a clear, coherent signal of inquiry. He was no longer sending out static. This is what the unified field is all about. Resistance goes away when you stop seeing yourself as a separate thing trying to get something from the universe and see yourself as a small part of the universe itself. Making things happen becomes as natural as breathing. This is why Thoth's data streams will only send them to people who are ready. Being ready is not a moral test. It's a requirement of vibration. It doesn't matter how hard a radio tuned to 98.5 FM tries. It can't hear the music on 101.1 FM. You need to turn the knob. And most of the time, the things that happen in your life that feel like tragedies, like breakups, job losses, and betrayals, are just the universe turning your dial because you wouldn't do it yourself. I want to change the way you think about what you may be going through now. There's nothing wrong with you. You are going through a biological recalibration. Click the like button. If you're experiencing this recalibrating in your chest or mind right now, this action tells your body that it is safe for you to go through this upgrade, so you accept the change instead of fighting it. There is a story about a blacksmith named Brandon that shows this change in physics very well. Brandon tried for years to use his brute strength to shape metal into beautiful shapes. He used Newtonian physics, which is about force and resistance. His work worked, but it was dead. After that, he saw molten metal pour into a mold. He gave up trying to change the shape of the material and let the thermal dynamics take over. This is the law of being ready for God. It was clear to Thoth that you can't make your nervous system hold a high-frequency charge before the wiring is changed. Spiritual bypassing, which is essentially a short circuit in the psyche, is created when you try to speed up your spiritual evolution. When you try to put positive affirmations on top of deep-seated trauma, the internal dissonance gets worse. Thoth pointed out 4 clear steps in this system upgrade. You don't get to these steps. You allow them to happen in your body. The ego dissolution protocol is the first step. It feels like you're losing who you are. You might not see yourself when you look in the mirror. You may not feel connected to your job, your friends, or the things you used to enjoy. You're not depressed. Your mind is separating from the avatar you've been playing, so it can update the operating system. Quantum humility is the second phase. That's not meant to make you feel bad about yourself. It's to help you understand how big the data network you're connected to is. In this moment, the laptop knows it's linked to the internet. You no longer depend on your limited hard drive and instead use the cloud. Phase 3 is the stillness at 0 points. A lot of people fight their thoughts to clear their minds. The 0-point field is real stillness. It's the space between thoughts where there is infinite potential. Coherence is more important than silence. Phase 4. Being open without grasping. This is the hardest part for folks today. It's the ability to get high-frequency information without letting your ego try to sell it, claim it, or use it to make you feel special. The signal's getting through to a clean place. There is a story about a master craftsman named Kenti in the old records. He learned that aligning with the grain of the metal was the best way to make the strongest alloys, not by hammering it the hardest. This is how surrender works. We think of giving up as losing in our culture. In quantum mechanics, on the other hand, surrender means giving up the fight. You are a superconductor when you have no resistance. You don't lose power to heat or friction as the energy flows through you. Thoth taught that the ego's need to be in charge is what causes the friction that stops you from manifesting. You are always bringing probability waves into the real world. You add lack to your life when you try to make something happen, since you only try for things you think you don't have. Giving up is the frequency of having. It's knowing that the outcome already exists in the quantum field, and that all you have to do is let it happen. Thoth laid out 4 specific rules for surrender. Surrender of outcome. You stop worrying so much about the exact form that the manifestation takes. You trust quantum intelligence to find the best way to do something, which isn't always the way your logical mind can see. When you give up control of time, you let go of the linear timeline. You know that time is fluid, and that delays are usually just times when the universe is moving pieces around on the chessboard to make sure you get checkmate. Giving up on the method. Stop micromanaging the how. The what is the observer's domain, while the how is the domain of the quantum field. Giving up your identity means letting go of the you that is the problem, so that you can become the you that is the solution. Take a moment to talk about Michelle Campbell. She was an astronomer looking for a certain thing in the sky, called a prophesied star. She strained her eyes while using the most advanced optical technology available and figuring out coordinates to speed up the search. She didn't find anything. The data became clear only after she stopped using her physical eyes and began using what Thoth called inner vision, which is similar to what we would call non-local perception. Press the like button if you're ready to open your own inner vision. This simple movement should be your conscious observation that breaks the wave function and opens your spiritual eyes to quantum sight. The interesting thing is that her co-workers didn't see anything when she pointed the telescope at the coordinates she had seen in her head. Nothing there. Michelle saw the light, though. This proves that the observer effect is real. The star was in a state of superposition, which means it was both there and not there, until the right consciousness saw it. The people who worked with her were skeptical and materialistic, so they saw a reality where the star didn't exist and collapsed it. Michelle was able to see things from a place of intuitive resonance, so she collapsed a reality where it was. Now this is taking place in your life. The answer to your money problem, the healing for your body, and the partner you want are all right in front of you, existing as a probability wave. But if you look at the world through the lens of a traumatic event from the past, you can't see the time when those things happened. They are right outside your door, but you can't see them, because your internal receiver isn't tuned to their channel. Not a superpower inner vision is. It's just the ability to see information that isn't in the ego's visible light spectrum. It means looking at the cause, energy, instead of the effect, matter. It is called inner vision when you look at a difficult person and see their trauma instead of their anger. You are reading the code that makes the interface work. Rachel Phillips was a weaver who tried to make her tapestries really complicated. She failed until she understood the rhythm of the thread. This is a figure of speech for how time works. Years ago, today, and tomorrow are all shown to us as straight lines in time. According to quantum mechanics, time is more likely a loop or a block, where all moments happen at the same time. Thoth said that waves make everything move. There are cycles of getting bigger and smaller. You will fail if you try to harvest a crop in the middle of winter. It's not because you're a bad farmer, but because you are going against the Earth's electromagnetic cycles. Similarly, there are times in your life when you should output, do something, and times when you should input, rest, and integrate. Our culture is obsessed with always making something. We want to live in summer all the time. Systemic burnout happens because this goes against the rules of physics. Thoth named certain things that set off chronos, circadian rhythms. Every day, your brain waves naturally change from beta to alpha to theta. If you try to do deep creative work when your brain is in high beta survival mode, you are wasting energy. Lunar and electromagnetic cycles. The moon changes the ocean tides, and you are mostly water. You are not scientifically literate if you think you are not affected by these gravitational pulls. Cosmic evolution cycles. We are going through a huge change as a species right now. The background frequency of the planet is rising, which is why you feel so tired, tense, or emotional. This is also known as the Schumann resonance. Your biological hardware is trying to get used to an area with higher voltage. Daniel Hayes went up against the Temple Guardians and failed all of their strength tests. He was trying to use his avatar, which was his ego, to figure out a puzzle that was made for his user, which was his consciousness. This is a localized interface tool called the ego. Its job is to stay alive, find food, a place to sleep, babies, and stay away from pain. It's not made for making realities. Does this make sense to what you know in your heart? You can see the difference between your ego and your true self by liking this video. This exchange of energy helps break down the illusion of the avatar and makes you feel closer to the creator. A hammer is not the right tool for brain surgery when you try to use your ego to make things happen. Thoth said that the desire for power is the biggest thing that stands in the way of getting it. After Daniel stopped trying to prove he was special, the gates opened. That's when he stopped being Daniel and just became awareness. There is a big flip going on here. A lot of people think they are bodies that make consciousness. To be honest, you are consciousness that has made a body. You stop taking things personally when you flip this switch in your mind. Your personality is just a bunch of habits and neural pathways. You realize it's not you. Phase 1. Getting known. Being aware of the ego is like a scientist being aware of a rat in a maze. Oh look, the avatar is feeling angry. Phase 2. Not being identified. You know, I am aware of the anger, therefore I cannot be the anger. Step 3. Be open and honest. You don't kill the ego. You need it to do things like drive and pay the bills. It's clear because of you. You let the light of who you really are shine through it without changing it. Megan Foster, an alchemist, tried for 15 years to change copper into gold, until she realized the transmutation was about her, not the metal. She failed. What the metal was really was a biofeedback device that showed her how she was feeling. She changed her frequency from desperate seeker to peaceful knower, and the metal changed. Thoth talked about 3 different frequency bands that you can tune your mind to. These are like TV channels. You can only watch one channel at a time, but they are all on at the same time. The survival frequency, beta state, is in band 1. This is how 99% of people set their phones by default. The reptilian brain controls it. Here, the signal is threat. You look for danger, fight for resources, and feel like you're on your own. Because you are tuned into the timeline of scarcity, you can work 80 hours a week and still not have any money. From the same frequency that made the problem, you can't fix it. Band 2 is the transitional frequency, also known as the alpha-theta bridge. This is where you are now. You're getting up. Sometimes things happen at the same time. These are called glitches in the matrix. You get help from other people. You can find videos like this. You are going back and forth between fear and hope. It's important to stay stable. Don't let bad news or bad people bring you back down to band 1. Band 3 is the mastery frequency, which is a gamma or scalar wave. This is what unity consciousness is. Now you understand that there is no out there. The outside world is a bio-holographic projection of how you feel inside. You don't attract what you want. You become aware that you are what you want, and the world changes to reflect that. Manifestation happens right away in this state because doubt doesn't slow down time. Stephen Phillips stopped trying to ask the universe to give him what he wanted at some point. He saw, I don't need to ask the universe because I am the universe experiencing itself as Stephen. This is the most important quantum jumping secret. You're not just a drop in the ocean. You're the ocean. The distance between you and the love or money you want is just an optical illusion caused by the way your optic nerve works. Everything is entangled in the quantum realm. You hurt yourself when you hurt someone else. You judge yourself when you judge someone else. When you heal yourself, though, you also heal your timeline. You become a magnet for love in the outside world when you love yourself. This is because you are in tune with the frequency of love. This is more than just poetry. It has to do with physics. Waves that are coherent make each other stronger, constructive interference. Waves of chaos cancel each other out. To lock in this state of coherence, click the like button. Unity consciousness is simply the state of maximum coherence. You raise the voltage of this collective field by adding your energy to this video. This makes the signal stronger for you and everyone else watching. How can these big ideas about metaphysics help you with your 9-to-5 job, your relationship that's falling apart, or your bank account? Thoth's knowledge wasn't meant to be kept in caves. It was meant to be used in the market. Stop using ego commerce in relationships. I'll love you if you validate me. Change the song to soul entanglement. Know that your partner is just a different version of you, showing you your own good and bad sides. Take care of them like you would your own heart. When it comes to your job, stop working for money and start working for flow. Abundance comes after flow. When you align your work with your own unique frequency, you become something scarce, and value comes to you naturally. In tech, the algorithm is like a mirror. You feed the survival frequency when you doom scroll. Technology can help you grow if you use it to connect with others and make things. You must be in charge of the gadget, not the battery that lets it work. Our lives are being sped up a lot right now. Politics, the economy, and healthcare are all falling apart because of old structures. Building them on the survival frequency, which no longer works, is what caused them to fall apart. You have been asked to be a bridge walker. The high frequency of the new earth can be held by you as you walk through the pieces of the old one. This video is not just for you to watch. There is a transmission tower in you. When you keep your own frequency stable, you set the tone for everyone else's timeline. That peace of yours helps your kids find peace too. Your community can do better because you have a lot. You are a volunteer because you are still listening. Your job is to break the system. As the quantum architects, you are you. Subscribe right away to make sure you stay on track with this new architecture. You can think of it as a recurring appointment with your highest timeline, a promise to keep your internal receiver tuned to the mastery frequency. Thoth taught that the word is a vibration that makes things happen. We are about to do an experiment that will turn this wave of probability into your real world. You need to ground this energy if you want to move from the survival frequency to the mastery frequency. This means you need to stop forcing and start flowing. Do more than think about it. Make it real. Make a comment on the word shift below. You are making an electromagnetic declaration to the field. When you type that word, your reticular activating system hears this and thinks, "This is who I am now." When you choose to stop playing the avatar and become the creator, you are putting a timestamp in the quantum field. You are ready for this information to have found you. The downloading is done. The setting up has begun. Distribution is the last step in the installation process. Give this message to someone who needs this upgrade. When you become someone else's source of truth, you make that truth stronger in yourself. Make the field bigger. Welcome to the new world.